John Wick is the most redoubtable assassin to be seen on the screen. But did you know that to play this role, Keanu Reeves had to learn up to 6 different martial arts, ride a horse in the city and even get hit by a car? What other challenges did he have to go through? We will find out in today's video. Before going into Keanu Reeves's training progress, let's skim the 3 parts of John Wick 2. Unravel the truth behind these intense frames. Firstly, I want to discuss this part. Just in this head-on fight, Keanu has shown the audience his mastery in the Japanese judo and jiu-jitsu. Here we can see the actor regularly using throws and joint locks, which are the exact characteristics of judo. Moreover, John Wick's diverse attacks not only show in his close-up battles but also his use of guns. When approaching opponents or moving through confined space, the assassin will be in the center axis relock (CAR) stance. It can be vaguely understood as shooting with an abridged body, for more flexible movements and solid defense. If the space is broader and the shooting range further, John will return to the normal isosceles stance with comfortable arms and footsteps, making it easier to aim and control the situation. It's not enough to mention just his martial arts, for his driving skills are superb. The assassin even goes so far to use his vehicle as a weapon. In an interview, Keanu Reeves shared that the E-Kip allowed him to drive a car backwards and collided into another. The actor was very excited at this offer. He went so fiercely that the damaged car's steering wheel was gone. His fate with cars doesn't end there, however. There are scenes where he does get hit by a car. Not sure whether I should shiver or show respect, as Keanu volunteered to be the victim himself. A stuntman surely would take the hit for him, but Keanu was actually extremely excited at scenes where he got crashed into, as long as he didn't need to go to hospital. You must have got the idea of how exhausting playing John Wick is, right? In fact, participating in this project was such a difficult challenge that Keanu Reeves's co-star also sweated. While rehearsing for the 3rd chapter, Halle Berry revealed that she broke 3 ribs, but still kept working until she could no longer do it. If Halle Berry, only showing up a few times, couldn't even handle it, then we probably can imagine how much of a pressure it was for Keanu. Indeed, the actor seemed to almost collapse at times during this mission. Yet he overcame it. Still remember this highly intense scene? While doing powerful hits, Keanu had to fight against a 40-degree fever but still tried to carry out the act. The E-Kip then had to spend 2 days for that part. So what exactly have the actor Keanu Reeves gone through to become such a flexible, mobile yet resilient and violent assassin? In fact, before getting the role of the hairy assassin, Keanu was already accustomed to the fiery action movie genre. He had acted in movies like Point Break, Speed and especially the sci-fi trilogy The Matrix. Therefore, an arduous training process is apparently no stranger to him. Particularly while shooting 3 parts of The Matrix, Keanu had to lift weights, learn boxing and various other complex exercises to become the mighty and mobile Neo. The truth is, John Wick's director Chad Stahelski used to be Keanu's stuntman in the Matrix trilogy. That's why it's safe to say that the two knows each other well when it comes to action. Yet even with the director's support, the challenges Keanu had to face was by no means easier. For the first and also mildest part, John Wick had to spend up to 3 months just to master martial arts, shooting and driving. Some of the elite Los Angeles police officers and Navy SEAL commandos even helped train him during that time. After all, what is in his training route that needs so much investment? It is not false to call Keanu Reeves a real fighter. When filming The Matrix, he had to learn up to 4 different martial arts, namely jiu-jitsu, wushu, boxing, Krav Maga and later judo plus karate. So when acting as John Wick, the actor had to master up to 6. Keanu not only has a solid foundation but also helped by experienced people. Fight choreographer of John Wick Jonathan Eusebiu is also the creator of fighting scenes for action hits like Avengers, 300 and The Expendables. He is fluent in many martial arts like Taekwondo, Hapkido, Muay Thai and so on. But since John Wick is such a beast at hitting, every part of the movie becomes more challenging for both Keanu and Jonathan Eusebiu. The 55-year-old actor revealed, practicing for the first chapter is already like for a black belt, and the next one is 3 times harder. About John Wick 3, Eusebiu said, in the first 2 parts, John mostly fought one-on-one. But now he has to deal with several opponents at once. That's why we have to apply lots of Aikido's moves, which are pivoting motions and wrist locks, requiring more flexible steps and avoidance. 6 martial arts, along with neat and powerful movements plus such a tight schedule, probably required Keanu to have secret tricks. Let's discover them right after. Nevertheless, Keanu has already passed the age of 50. That's why the supporting equip can give him exhausting physical exercises like for the young men. Patrick Murphy, the actor's physical expert, shared, "This role is too much for his body. Therefore the focus of all trainings is just to maintain Keanu's muscle resistance within his stamina. Because of that, Patrick Murphy has created a beneficial yet low-risk training environment. To clarify, Keanu doesn't need to lift heavy weights, so he can focus on the mobility and resistance of his body. After having built enduring and strong muscles, Keanu would have to apply them into even more exhausting exercises." If you've watched all 3 chapters of John Wick, you probably would have known how massive each collection of guns is. According to info.org, up to 23 various types of guns appeared in the first chapter. From rifles, handguns to sniper rifles. This number went up to 24 and 31 in the next 2. So as to become the cold-hearted John Wick, Keanu Reeves had to master several kinds of guns.
What do you need? Guns. Lots of guns.
And it was wonderful that Keanu got to practice with the legendary shooter Taron Butler, the world champion shooter in California. In lessons with Butler, the actor was able to get his hand on many different guns and shoot at the real location for months. Even more, Keanu had to meet his requirement to move quickly, shoot fast and accurately. One of his exercises was to shoot twice at the target's body and once in the head, then repeat it all even faster. Apart from shooting at that location, Keanu was also asked to practice at home. He revealed to page 6, "Basically just take the gun home, start walking around, practice spying rooms, practice your draws. And with John Wick, it's practicing your reloads, transitions from weapon to weapon, footwork, and then kind of coming up with the John Wick style." Arguably, John Wick's style not only shows in shooting or attacking but also driving, which is added to the training process of Keanu Reeves. Of course, the actor wouldn't have to act in extremely dangerous scenes like the flying car in Chapter 2. Jeremy Fry, the stuntman, will do that for him. However, during the practices, Keanu still needed to cooperate with stuntmen to improve his driving skills. Yet driving doesn't seem to be a hard challenge for the 55-year-old man, since he is already keen on fancy vehicles. Hot Cars used to post a photo collection of his cars and motorcycles, including a Porsche and others highly eye-catching motorcycles. Can you recall the car crash scene I mentioned at the beginning? Though Keanu Reeves had quite mastered his driving, the equipe had to destroy 2 Ford Mustang cars to ensure smooth filming. On the other side, to act as John Wick, Keanu Reeves had to not only drive cars and motorcycles but also ride a horse. Such uncommon means couldn't even embarrass the actor. Director Chad Stahelski said, "Riding a horse was too easy for Keanu Reeves, so we had him do trick riding. That is to not only control the horse at high rates of speed but also hang on its side. So we get the result of an intense and equally creative tunnel scene to feed our eyes." Like any other athlete, Keanu Reeves needs a healthy diet to endure exhausting exercises. What can we learn from it? According to Hollywood stars, food Keanu usually eat during John Wick includes rice, chicken, pasta and vegetables. Familiar nutritions for us all. Especially, the American actor didn't take any special diet food. He only tried to take moderated, fresh, nutritious ingredients. Instead, Keanu ate many meals a day, each sufficient in fat, protein and starch. He also limits harmful food, knowing the consequences they would bring about. Thus his diet can be suitable for anyone wanting an enduring and strong body. Despite not being so young like back in The Matrix, Keanu still tried his best to play the thorny John Wick. When interviewed by Men's Journal magazine, "I can't do stairs as fast. But if you say action, I'll go." All these efforts come from the love Keanu has for the assassin. Keanu used to express loving everything about John Wick, from his will, feelings to his humor. This must have lit the fire in Keanu so strongly that despite such a difficult performance, the actor still found it amusing. Even he himself admit that it was nothing easy. After all, Keanu doesn't hide his intention to act as John Wick for longer, since he really likes the exercises. For that reason we will get to watch the assassin again in the future. Let's wait for even bigger attempts from Keanu Reeves. And see how mind-blowing they would be. Have you watched all 3 chapters of John Wick? What do you expect in the next ones? Please comment below. Okay, as usual, if you find this video interesting, please like and share it. Or if this is your first time with Factor, please hit the subscribe button with the little bell right beside it, to not miss any video in the future. Thanks for watching and see you in the next videos.